Hello and welcome to this lecture where we're going to be looking at the oscillator warp menu. So it's basically this dial here and this drop down menu. We can scroll between the different warp modes with this left and right arrow here, or we can click on this and go down to this list. So I'm just using a sine wave from this basic shape wavetable. And let's go through these different settings here. Obviously off will not apply any of this warping to the oscillator. And the first one here is sync no window. So this will basically sync the oscillator to itself. So if we increase this sync dial here, you can see this wave get tighter and tighter like a spring. And you can basically hear upper harmonics being generated. Okay, the next one is sync window half. So this will sound a little bit cleaner. You can still see here there's fades at the start and the end of this shape, just to make it sound a little cleaner. And obviously the more we increase this dial, the more of the warping we're going to get. Going down, we have sync window full. So this has more exaggerated fades, and the waveform will be a bit cleaner and softer. Okay, and going down, we have these three different bend modes. We have bend plus, bend minus, and bend plus minus. So the first one, bend plus. So when you increase this will bend the waveform inwards. So it will add some upper harmonics to this wave. You can see it bending here. Let's try bend minus. So this basically works the other way around. So it pulls the waveform outwards. And then we have bend plus minus. So this includes both of these bend modes. So towards the left, you get bend plus, and towards the right, you get bend minus. Okay, going down, we have PWM. So this is pulse width modulation. This is often done on square shapes. However, this mode will still work on any wave shape, and it will basically put pulse width modulation into it. Okay, going down we have some asim or asymmetry modes, plus, minus, and plus minus. So in the first one, asymmetry plus. So the first half of this shape will expand and the second half will contract. So asymmetry plus, when we increase this dial, you'll notice the first half will contract and the second half will expand. Let's try asymmetry minus. This will obviously be the opposite. So the first half will expand and the second half will contract. And now let's look at asymmetry plus and minus. So centered is the original, and to the left it's the asymmetry plus mode, and to the right it's asymmetry minus mode. Of course, we can use an LFO or low frequency oscillator to actually modulate this dial. And we'll be looking at the LFO in the LFO lecture in this course. Okay, going down we have a few more. We have flip. When this is in the center, this will flip the original shape, and all the way to the right, it will flip it back. So halfway through, it will basically phase invert the shape. And in between, you get shifts into the shape. Okay, going down, we have mirror. So at halfway, you get the exact mirrored shape. So when it's mirrored, you actually get double the wave shape. Okay, the next few modes are these remap modes. So with these different modes, you'll notice you get this small little pencil icon here, or maybe with other versions of Serum, it may be a magnifying glass. And when you click on this, it will open up this little editor. And you'll notice it links up to this wave in real time. So we can actually click and drag and change the wave shape in this editor here. And when we have this dial all the way down, it will be the original shape. And when we increase this dial, it will change into this new shape that we've just created here. We can also double click to add some more notes on here. And you can see it morph into this shape when we increase this warp dial. And if we click on here, you'll notice we have a few different presets we can use. And we can also save our own in this user folder here. We just click on Save Shapes to save our shape. Okay, now let's have a look at Remap 2. So at Remap 2, this will actually double the shape. So if we look at the editor here, you can see it's doubled the shape. And if we go on to Remap 3, this will actually give you 3 times the shape. And then if we look at Remap 4, so this will give you 4 times the shape of this original that we've drawn in here, and we can update it and it will change in real time as well. Okay, let's have a look at the other modes as well. Here we have Quantize. So this will actually sample reduce the shape. You can see as you increase this dial, the more steps you actually get in your shape. Reducing the sample of the shape. Okay, going down we have FM from B. So FM is frequency modulation. So for this to work, you will need oscillator B on. However, you can just have the level all the way down. It just needs to be enabled. So now oscillator B will actually act as a modulator and oscillator A is the carrier. So we can get some interesting warping with this setting. Okay, let's try AM. So this is AM from B, or amplitude modulation. So this is similar to the FM one. However, in this mode, it will sound a bit closer to the modulator, or oscillator B in this case. Let's just change this to a different shape. So if oscillator B is a different kind of wave like this, you would get more of that sound when you increase this dial. Okay, let's have a look at the next one, which is RM from B, or ring modulation. So this is similar to the AM one, the amplitude modulation. The main difference is that you actually lose the sound of the original shape. So this will sound even more like oscillator B. Going down, we have FM noise oscillator. So this is basically using the noise oscillator as the modulator. So for this to work, the noise oscillator needs to be turned on. However, we can just turn the level down. So we can go through the different noise sounds. Let's just try a classic white noise. So we can get some interesting sounds with this one. Okay, and the last one is FM sub oscillator. So for this, we need to turn the sub oscillator on, but we can also bring down the level. And now we have some FM or frequency modulation via this sub oscillator. So we can get some really interesting effects with this. example, if we drag an LFO onto here, and we set the rate high, we can get some quite fun, interesting sounds with this one. Okay, so that's the warp modes. This can be useful with the LFO. I recommend checking out the lecture all about the low frequency oscillator, or LFO, if you want to learn more about that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.